You want details? Fine. I drive a Ferrari 355 Cabriolet. What's up? I have a ridiculous house in the South Fork. I have every toy you can possibly imagine. And best of all, kids, I am liquid. So, now you know what's possible. Let me tell you what's required.
Life advice today. We've got Kyle and Saruti. The email address, lifeadvicerr@gmail.com. We have a Friday feedback that you can go back and listen to on Friday if you want, and a little different schedule this week with the games being off and then shifting to the Tuesday, Thursday. So anyway, thanks for joining us today. Let's see. What do we want to do here? We did have a feedback one here for Saruti that I think is important. Just wanted to back up Saruti's answer the other week to the recent tanning life advice with high school kids in the millennial age range. This was a nationwide phenomenon. I'm 32, grew up in Metro Detroit. Not an exaggeration to say that every single popular quotes kid at my high school regularly went tanning and had the monthly memberships. It was not just a Jersey thing.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, I don't think it was ridiculous. I had somebody hit me up. Actually, Anthony DeBundo, Ringer, was like, when he went to Syracuse, Tommy DeVito was in the tanning salon all the time, which I don't think is terribly surprising. But although he's a Jersey guy, so maybe that doesn't really help my story. But
I haven't been in many tanning salons, but my wife wanted to do one before the wedding because she wanted to really pop in that dress. And I went with her. Didn't have much else to do while we were getting ready and stuff. And it was just like the guy was exactly to a T the guy you would expect, like a real shade of orange, really passionate about it. I just wonder if like either it's the owners or like the front man of those places. Are they all like that? I really don't have a real frame of reference, but I was just like, I can't believe this is the guy who's taking care of us. It's like,
what was
so
the look?
Over the top.
Because I feel like it's either like Euro kind of looking guy or it's like board shorts and a puka shell necklace.
No, dude, it was so New York. You could tell he was from downstate. I mean, a good shape, old, little leathery, but
Maybe
like,
some THT going on there.
Yeah, probably late 60s. Maybe looks a little older than he is. He probably looked around 70. Real thick accent, but I mean, just like to a T, the look you'd expect. And I was just like, this can't just be an outlier. Is this really how they are? So I don't know.
You didn't tan though yourself. You just
not
went there.
No.
Did she try to get you to tan?
She didn't tan. She did the spray thing, and it's like this whole weird shower. And he's like, it was really scary. Just because he was like, listen, if you don't listen to me exactly, this is going to be terrible. I tell these people all the time, don't do this. When you put the lotion on, go down like towards your finger. I'm like, what? This is so much to remember. And she got in this weird shower thing for like, 90 seconds or something. And just, I don't know. It was like, it was very stressful the way he was explaining it. It's like, if you move an inch, this could all get fucked up. I see it all the time.
You can't work out afterwards. Like if you cry, just so, I mean, who knows why that would happen. But if you cry afterwards, like there'll just be streaks. Like you really can't do anything after you get the spray tan thing.
He scared the shit out of me. I wasn't even the one in there.
Because I'm sure he's seen some horror stories of people coming in being like, wow, I look like, a zebra here because of something that I did, I took a shower afterwards. It's
so
not
many
good.
instructions. And between every two instructions, he was just like, I can't stress this enough. And I was like, should we just back out of this right now?
Wait, how many days before the wedding was this? Because then he's probably just like, I can't.
I think it was like 4 days, maybe.
Yeah, so he's like, you do not want to look terrible at your wedding. Shout out to him for looking.
I was like, is this necessary? I don't. That seems like a bit of a gamble. I don't know. Everything worked out.
It would suck if you were to go on a vacation with a pretty serious boyfriend, tan, and then get dumped before the trip, because then you would be tan and not going anywhere, and then you'd be crying.
Yeah, streaks. Exactly what he warns about.
How about a bad week?
That would be rough.
I can't imagine Joe though. Your dad, was your dad ever like, you're tanning again today? If I ever tanned in high school, that conversation.
No, I never went
would
tanning,
not
for the record.
Oh, you never did?
No. No.
You just got so much more respect from Ryan.
No, I just said there were dudes. It was a lot of the Guido guys, remember the spiky haircut thing? Like, it was like the Jersey Shore look. Those guys.
Said concrete in their hair.
I was not one of those guys. I was friendly with some of those guys, but I was not one of those guys. Actually, the guy below me in my yearbook picture is a good guy. His name's Luigi. He, funny enough, he had the big blowout in our picture. And he's right below me, and it looks like his hair is stabbing me in my senior photo, which is pretty great. But yeah, no, we had a lot of Guido looking Italian dudes in the central Connecticut area, and a lot of them went tanning. And I didn't, wasn't for me. I have done the drop tanning thing, where you add it to your lotion and it just kind of gives you a little bit different of a shade. And I screwed up one time. It's not quite bronzer. It's just there are these little drops you put in, because I moisturize anyway. So you just throw them in and you put it on your face, whatever. And it gives you a little bit of a different shade, because I was super pale going to a wedding in Mexico. And I was like, I don't want to look like the whitest guy here. Probably not. So I did that, but I didn't know you were supposed to wash your hand. You were supposed to wash your hands afterwards. And so my hands were bright orange essentially at this wedding. It was not great. Not great. Didn't know that until afterwards.
Tommy DeVito, Tanner. Got it.
That checks out. Good for him.
Yeah. Okay. Student teacher smells like weed. 6'3", 250 pounds, deadlift 455, squat 345, bench 260. Would love to be able to do more than 5 pull-ups. Basketball comp is a washed Carmelo. Still trying ISO, but shooting well under 30%. I work as a high school teacher in a big city on the West Coast. My issue is that my student teacher, let's call him Tommy, comes into work each day with a heavy smell of the ganja. He's a good guy, has good relationship with the students, big ideas for what the students can accomplish, but has some habits of not showing up to work on time and taking a little longer lunch than allotted. He has worked in the school at a different position for many years, but has been student teaching for me over a little over a month. I know him well as a work colleague, but I've never hung out with him outside of work. My question is, how do I bring up the smell he's carrying around with him? When we pass each other, I get a big whiff of it in his backpack, which is in my room, which has led to my room having a lingering stench. Ironically, he'll often talk negatively about a student showing up high to school and smelling like weed.
Off the scent.
Hot kettle. All right.
Yeah, or like Kyle's first instinct was, that's smart. But it sounds like you can't get anyone off this guy's scent. I feel a responsibility to bring it up since I can see it affecting his long-term teaching prospects. Is it my job to say something? Do I make a joke about his smell after he talks about the student? Thanks for the advice. So,
it's a happy hour move. He's going to be so happy that you, a veteran teacher that he probably likes, invited him out. It's 4:30 or something, and you're just like, hey, just want to say, you're doing a great job. I just do think if you want to survive in this, this is something that maybe somebody's not going to tell you. I'm just here doing you a favor. You don't have to be like, it's affecting your teaching. And, I feel like you could be so much. It's just like, hey, I think this could cause problems for you down the line. And this is the relationship where you're the student teacher and I'm the teacher that I think you could really benefit from this. That's it. Just do it outside of school. Don't do that weird joke thing where he's going to be freaking out. I think you could just level with him.
Because he's high?
Yeah, totally.
Freaking out, man. I don't know. I kind of feel like, I think you're right, Kyle, but I also think you can, if he makes the joke about dudes about, hey, this student stunk, kind of like when this guy's coming into school high, be like, hey, dude, really? Just kind of give him the eyes. Like, I don't know. So you see how he reacts.
Easy, Peter Tosh. Right? Then he might not even get that reference.
I don't get it. I was going to laugh, but I was like, don't be a phony. I don't know this.
Yeah, don't. I like that you didn't laugh. Peter Tosh is so underrated. Anyway, moving on. Here's the thing. I guess it's my turn. You know what I think this is? This is one of those examples of where you're giving advice, but hey, I'm not upset, but potentially, down the road, if you're thinking about long-term employment here and the impression that you want to make on other people, again, I'm cool, man. I get it. I take grass all the time.
I do weed all the time.
Right. So
big drug guy.
A lot of times we get emails like this, or the other day we got the thing about the post office, and can you tell a post office worker to turn her phone down? You're like, probably not. You're just swinging in once a few months, even though it is annoying and you're not enjoying. That's her domain. She's running the show, and you can try to tell her to turn it down, and I can tell you how that's going to go 90% of the time. I know exactly what's going to happen. So why even bother signing up for that interaction? That's only going to make you more upset after the fact. It's just going to be a bad transaction. I don't like the transaction win probability on that chart. Okay, you're starting real low, and I don't know if there's any going to be any
shot.
Yeah, right. What happened? They came back. In this case, he's your student teacher, and I think it's kind of cool that you're not going into this with a militaristic attitude of the whole thing, because most people, I don't even think would even email about this, wouldn't even ask. They just go, hey, dude. And I know the stigma because of laws and things being passed, but I still, I don't feel like I that outdated to be like, if you're a student teacher, you probably shouldn't smell like fucking weed in high school all the time, right? I don't think that's
People shouldn't be wondering if you're sober when you're teaching kids.
Yeah.
It shouldn't really be a shadow
you know
of a
what?
doubt.
There you go, Kyle. You just nailed it in one sentence. I think that's a thing most people could still agree on a little bit. You know, maybe somebody will hit us up and be like, well, you have no idea what the anxiety is. You're like, dude, can you not get high before you go teach at a school? So, to Kyle's point, and because of the dynamic that you have here, right? That you are the person that has authority to do this. This isn't another coworker where you're on the same level. You're not a subordinate on all these different things. Like the power chart here is in your favor. And I think that's why it's totally within your realm of whatever you think is your responsibility to say something to this person, because you're not even doing it in a disciplinary way. You're not going up to this person being like, I want to get rid of him. Right. You're looking out for him. And so
your big brother.
Again, yeah. I mean, who knows the personality dynamic of it all, how he's going to respond. But if you go into this, even though you could, if you want to, like you could let him have it a little bit for all the things that we just laid out here. And it seems like that's not even in your intent. That's not what you want to do. So having that approach, going in with that kind of mindset, I think gives you a massive advantage to at least get him to respond and respect and hopefully change it up a little bit. Because I mean, we all know what it was like when you were in high school and there was like that teacher. Like I remember there was this one teacher, man. And you think about it, and everybody used to make jokes about his drinking and everything. And I don't even know what was true or not. Like, it's not like we were fucking hanging out at bars. We're in high school. But people just made fun of it all the time. And I remember, like, there was this moment where he went in the back to, like, grab something. And somebody made a joke about the drinking. And he heard it. And, like, he came back and was like, what was that? And it's like, imagine being an adult. And who knows? I don't even know if the drinking even was an issue. It's just shithead high school kids.
Yeah.
And
Kids are, dude.
But if he had a drinking issue or had recovered from it and come out on the other side and you get some 16-year-old fucking with you, you know, so this is none of those things. This is you being in your position to go, hey, look, I don't necessarily even have that big of an issue with whatever it is you do when you're away from here. But like when you're coming in here, and if you want to be taken seriously, right? Because right now in the eyes of some people, you're the stoner student teacher. All right. That's who you are to some of the kids. That's who you are to some of the other people here that are going to be making a decision on your future. If you want people to be writing you good recommendations and all that kind of stuff, like you're at a point right now where if this is something you actually want to do, you've got to start presenting yourself a little bit differently. He may come back to you and be like, dude, I hate this job and I never want to do it. And all I want to do is smoke weed.
Hoping somebody noticed so I can get fired.
Yeah. Like, you think I like this? You think I want to do this? Like, that's why I am high.
I don't get unemployment until you tell me to go.
The only way I can get out of my car is when I light one up and walk into this hellhole. Think I want your life, buddy? I'm looking at a van, dude, online.
Yeah. Yeah, thinking about starting an Instagram account.
You see how they're doing those remodels? Day in the life of me fixing up this van to drive the Grand Canyon. All right. I think we have to do another one, don't we? Right? Okay.
Yeah.
One in. All right. Can I Venmo people that didn't show up to the Super Bowl party?
Oh man, I feel like we've done a version of this, haven't we?
We've done versions of this, no question. Like no question. He gives us his name. Reed, 5'10", 205, rocking a smooth dad bod. Player comp is Zaza Pachulia. I basically just set a lot of screens, get rebounds, and my team wins a lot. Thanks. Thanks to you, man. Thank you. My wife and I have an annual Super Bowl party at our place with the same group of friends. Everyone knows the drill. I wait to confirm final numbers. I guess just wait to confirm final numbers of who's coming over till Friday. Then I order pizza and wings for all. And every year I Venmo people after the game for food, and we settle up on whatever else, mostly stupid side bets I make with my friends during the game. This year, 2 people didn't show up for the game. First is my buddy who got sick and let me know the morning of the game he wasn't coming, which I appreciated him not coming because we have a lot of new parents and babies in the group now. So he did the right thing by not coming and spreading anything. The second no-show is my friend's wife, who also happens to be besties with my wife, who, quote, was too tired to come. We got no heads up that she wasn't coming. Found out when my buddy arrived without her. So my question is it rude to Venmo these friends for their share of the food? My original thought was to cover my buddy that got sick because at least he had a legit reason and gave me a heads up, but that I should charge my buddy for him and his wife, since she decided not to come last minute. But my wife thinks if I'm going to make her pay, I should make my friend who got sick pay too. Would love your thoughts.
Stop all of this, man.
Yeah, this
Stop
is
all of this.
how do you
It
have
got
any
worse.
friends? Like,
This is, this is why people don't just throw a party for no reason, because it takes a lot of shit and there's money to be spent. That's why it's like you don't just have parties. It could be, it's a large undertaking, and I don't think it should be everyone else. Like, you invited me to a party, even at a wedding, like, it's up to you. You're kind of a fucking crazy person if you don't give a wedding
Thank you.
gift, but it's up to you to decide how much. It's not like we're sending out an evenly split bill across 150 people or whatever. This happened to me 2 years ago. All the college guys used to come up from New York City up to my parents' house in the Crown Jewel, have a little pool party, play a little stump, maybe see if we want to go out to the bars, or maybe those guys just go back home to the city. And it was really going strong 2 years ago. My time is limited. I usually go back for 2.5, 3 weeks. And we all had this set up, and, day of, the morning went out, spent probably $250, $300 on food, booze, and stuff like that. And, as guys do, coming up with reasons that they can't make the trip. My car, just like stuff happened, to like 4 or 5 different people, where it turned out only like 3 guys showed up. And I was like, that sucks. But that's the risk you take when you throw a party. And I just bottle it up. And every time they ask me about throwing another party, I bring out the fact that these guys boned me the day of the party. And I'm not, sending them Venmos. I'm just upset about it. That's it. That's what happens when you take the responsibility of throwing a party. So that's my point.
no, yeah, it's kind of like, throwing a party is like when you start a business. Like, you assume the liability, like, of the loss. Like, it's and when you're laughing, like, that's part of throwing a party, man. Like, if you have a guy who, I don't even know what a scenario would be where I would charge somebody who didn't come. Unless like, I don't even know, unless you were
got like a
buying
vegan
stuff
turkey for Thanksgiving, and then you decided not to show up,
and you
were the
bailed.
only
Yeah.
people. Yeah, that's the only
Maybe that's fair. So this to me is absolutely insane. It's also 2 people. Like, if it was like a dozen people and you're like, man, I'm footing this bill like that. Yeah, that sucks more. It's 2 people. Is that like, what's the dent on that? Is it like $20? Is it $50? I mean, I'm not trying to like minimalize, like, everyone's money situations are different, but that's insanity. And it also sounds like, there's no way that you can ask your buddy who legitimately sounds like he was sick and you agree it was the right thing for him not to go, to be like, hey, dude, can you just Venmo me $15 or so? That's insane.
You're gonna get a
person
new
behavior.
nickname out of this. There's gonna be some terrible nickname that you don't even know about. It's terrible.
But it kind of sounds like that only came up because you wanted to charge your wife's friend or the girl or whatever in the situation, because her excuse was a little bit less. Hers was a little bit less awesome. I'm tired. Right. I don't love that, but maybe she was also sick and just didn't want to say that. The point is, you just can't do this. You got to EPL.
I hate that you and your wife are encouraging each other.
Yeah, no, that's the headline to me. That's the headline to me. And I'm so glad that you got there too, Kyle, because Reed doesn't think he's doing anything wrong, because his wife, like, think about her process of this. The guy got sick. He told you. To Cerruti's point, we're talking pizza and wings. And I don't like to get in other people's pockets on this stuff, because just the dismissive, hey, take the L, pay for everybody else, because I know that I can probably be a little too casual with it, right? On some of the money stuff that comes up. It's like, oh man, just suck it up. It all comes around if you're all buddies, because I do think it kind of works its way around. Although I feel like I'm getting fucking hosed left and right lately. But
yeah, I haven't been collecting my greens fees lately when I'm booking. I gotta really stand up on that.
Oh wow. That's different story.
Yeah. Greens fees, you got to work it out in the parking lot, right?
Totally.
Or 19th hole beer.
I'll send you a Venmo for that. I just got to get better at it.
What am I paying for again?
Not you.
Oh.
I'm saying just in the hypothetical, the royal we or whatever. I
could just see myself giving you the clubs and being like, in your first 218 on me. So if I had said that,
no.
I don't remember saying it, but if I had said it, that's maybe something I would say, but I know that I didn't. So that when you process it, anyway, none of that's important. This is not a lot of money for what we are talking about. Okay. So my guess is you were like this about this stuff all the time. And the fact that your wife was like, okay, but if you're not going to charge him, but now you're going to charge the best friend's wife, who I guess is the wife's best friend, as we said, then you have to now go back and charge the guy that was sick. Like, you guys talked this all out and then thought, yeah, this is a good idea, instead of just eating the $40. Like, that's kind of fucking crazy, man. So I want this email to be a wake-up call to you, because I think you and your wife both need the wake up a little, because when you worked it all out, you're sitting there, you had a complicit party who also thinks all of these ideas are good ideas. So you needed this outside perspective. You should not Venmo anyone in this case. I think most people would agree. I think we've had other times in the past where it's like a specific dinner party, right? And somebody goes out and buys all these high-end groceries.
Yes.
I think we've had people be mad that the person that hosted charged them because they never said that they were going to be charged. I understand there's all of these
bachelor parties are
Yeah.
like, if you bail last minute, like you probably have to pay for the room, or wherever place you're staying.
I did it. I know I said it once. There was a bachelor party. I just moved to Connecticut. I didn't have a ton of money, but my schedule was all over the place. They were like, "Are you in on this bachelor party?" And I was like, "I'm probably not going to be able to go." And he was like, "Can you do the deposit?" And I was like, "I'll do the deposit if you want the number, but is there any way that can we work it out?" And he's like, "If you tell me by this time that you can't go, I would give you the deposit back." And I was like, "All right, awesome. No problem." Gave him the deposit, told him by the time I couldn't go. The guy motherfucked me, was like, "Can't believe you're asking for your deposit back." And I was like, "Really?" And I sent him the email, and he's like, "Or I'm the asshole." And that was it. And then he went to Venmo me or whatever that was at the time, and it wasn't set up. I think it might have been PayPal, and I didn't have it set up. He sent it to me, and then it bounced back to him. And I still was so broke that I was like, "Hey, dude." He's like, "You can fuck off again." I was like, "Man, we both told each other to fuck off like 3 different times." And I look back on it, and I totally understand his point, except when you're in that situation financially, you're paying attention to that kind of stuff.
Sure.
This isn't even that big of a transaction. Like, we've had bigger stuff. I think the surprise Venmo thing after you didn't know that you were going to have to Venmo on some of the dinner parties that we've talked about is kind of a bullshit thing. But again, I don't want to be telling everybody to pay for everything all the time. In this case, pay for the fucking pizza and wings. You are going to lose way more in your friend group by asking for this to be paid for from a guy that was sick and a wife not showing up because you have some weird rules that cancel each other out. You're going to lose more equity with your friend group being like, "Did you hear what Reed did to sick Dave?"
I wonder if the wife saying, "Well, if you're going to charge my friend, you have to charge your sick friend," thinking like,
Right.
"Well, that's insane. He was sick." And hopefully maybe he would just drop the whole idea. And he's just like, "Wait a second. You're right.
Don't do
man's
this,
got to
man.
have a code."
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Even if they pay it, the $40 is not worth the damage you were going to do. But I'm actually a little scared based on the email and you and your wife both thinking this is the move. This is already something your friends discuss.
Just because I can't get enough of this. The other thing too is this would imply that you bought the exact amount of food for however many people are there. Down to the
I've tried to do the math.
slice.
6 wings and 2 slices.
That's it. And
bring
so
your own beer.
you probably made out because you're getting the leftovers here, unless everyone's taking care packages home. But there's a good chance you're getting an extra pizza to have at lunch the next day, and you got leftovers.
They may not be
a couple
leftover
wings.
people though, but they might
maybe. That's insane because leftovers are the absolute best. But
leftover wings.
Yeah, you throw them in the air fryer. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. But the idea that everyone is completely this is what your cost was for this particular day, down to the wing and slice of pizza. It's never going to be equal. It's never going to make sense. Somebody probably ate more slices and ate more wings and ate less. It never evens out, dude. And if you're hosting the party, again, it's a joke, but it's not. You are assuming the responsibility. You are assuming the loss here and the risk, and that's just part of the deal, dude. So
we agree. I wonder how will he listen to this thinking we're crazy, or do you think it'll get through to him a little bit?
I think I'm hopeful that
that's pretty harsh.
Through. I'm hopeful that it got through.
It had to be though.
Sometimes there's some harsh realities that need to be had.
Yeah. No question, Steve. Okay. We have a YouTube page, and you can subscribe to the podcast. Ryen Russillo podcast. Thanks to Kyle. Thanks to Steve on Ringer and Spotify.